Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCCon, welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.
Good evening, ladies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to coverage of the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. And the round of 14 playoffs are set to roll here as well. The Nashville Superspeedway. It is the virtual track located between Nashville and Lebanon, Tennessee. Just up the road, as a matter of fact, is where they built the famous restaurant's Cracker Barrel. And it's the site tonight of the ICCC 200. Good evening. Welcome to coverage of the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Our broadcast is brought to you by ICCC, proudly one of the biggest sci-fi collectors conventions going on these days. It caters to retro era toys, specifically for Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and action figures of all kinds. Michael Havens is the founder of ICCC, and it's a 3-day nerdgasm. Along with the toys, it has comics, D&D, tabletop board games of all kinds.
Come experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee.
Fifth annual one that is going on this weekend inside the Farm Bureau Expo Center outside of the beautiful Music City of Nashville, where close to 10,000 people are ready to go for this event. And again, we thank you for sponsoring the race tonight at Nashville. Only fitting, William Tiller, that it is at the Nashville Superspeedway.
Oh, yes, sir. The home of rock and roll here. Coming off of last week where we had a blackout event. We missed Brandon Bullock winning in that 17 truck. Here tonight, though, it's the beginning of that Fast 14. Wesley, only 2 races in this round before we cut that field down to 10. Cannot wait for this rock and roll event here at Nashville.
Yeah, it should be exciting. We'll take a look at the points as well. And now let's introduce also the third member of our broadcast crew. He'll be calling the action from turn 2 to the back straightaway, radio style from Rome, Georgia, Jacob Reeves. And Jacob, it's going to be a great night here on the concrete at Nashville.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome race right here at Nashville. As you're sitting there looking at the weather right here, going to be about 82 degrees for the air temperature and about 113 degrees on this concrete track right here, Wesley. It's going to be very, very difficult for some of these drivers, basically all of these drivers, to be able to try to keep their truck out from under them or try to keep it under them because it's going to be really, really slick tonight.
Yeah, the Race to a Championship in Season 6 of the NASCAR Triple M Pulling Truck Series is again on the docket here tonight for the ICCC 200. Before we get ready to give you the lineup and the field grids, let's take a look at the playoff picture going in to this opening round of the Fast 14. Obviously, if you look on the top left from the Sweet 20, as William Tiller mentioned, that race was obviously blocked where we couldn't broadcast it last Friday. But you've got those drivers there on the list that have advanced by virtue of the checkered flag. That includes, of course, what we saw Brandon Bullock do, as well as Keith Bradley. Those drivers has advanced. Keith Bradley, by virtue of the points reset, is the man at the top of the board. Brandon Bullock just making it in on the number 9 spot to make it into the Fast 14. And now you see at night's end, William Tiller, the Fast 14, the green are the top 10, as those are your drivers that are looking to try to advance to the semifinals.
A lot of moving pieces, a lot of surprise names there in that bottom 4. Looking at the likes of Robbie Richards, Jacob Klinkart, and Devin Painter, the 99, and Cody Knott. 4 drivers you wouldn't expect to be in that bottom 4.
And the field is gritting. Let's give you your starting lineup here for Brady LaBeouf and Adam Newbert again on the front row. Jose Luis Rivera, Joey Doucette, row number 2. Keith Bradley, Chris Blanchard, Kyle Hess, McKinnon, Adam Newton, Devin Painter, your top 10. Derek Kilgore and Ed Osborne. That is your first 6 rows, William Tiller.
Yeah, we look past Derek Kilgore there in the 12th position. Look at 13th, Justin Lumpkin in that 18. 14th position is going to be 26 of Cody Knott. 15th is going to be the 43 of Blake Lothian. Good to see Blake back in the field here tonight. 16th position is going to be James Morris. 17th, the 3 of Chris Cinnamon. 18th position is the 23 of Stephen Thomas. 19th position is the 48 of Robbie Richards. And rounding out our top 20, the 93 of Zach Hartwig.
All right, so all of these drivers, again, getting into position, ready to go for race night, no doubt, and a couple of more preliminary laps as well before we get ready to turn them loose. It's going to be an exciting one as these drivers have got the one-to-go indication. Next time around, we will be coming to the green flag as this entire field of drivers. I think we introduced the first 24 spots. I'll pick up who we've got in the rest of the lineup from the back, and they're going to be coming again down to the green flag here. And again, we'll see what these guys do. In the back of the pack, including Brandon Bullock, winner last week, Huck Wigginton, Jeff Sickles, Dana Shepard as well, unable to make the start. So we'll keep an eye on that, as well as TJ Moore, again, race directing for the NASRA Series as always. What a fantastic job. It is almost go time as we settle in for, again, this race. There will be 3 stages, obviously. We'll pick it up for you, and we'll let you know. First stage, we'll go to lap number 35. The field is ready to come to the green flag. 200 miles, 150 laps. The ICCC 200 is green at Nashville. We'll send them off for the green into turn number 1, and quickly on the jump as they'll funnel off into turn 1. LaBeouf and Newbert and Doucette, your first 3 there. Jacob, as we're working off 2.
Brady LaBeouf leading right here. Adam Newbert going to get right up on his back bumper and just absolutely pushed him, almost going into 3. Adam Newbert going to try to see if he can take it on the top.
As they come forward right now, Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, still leading the field off the corner. Wesley looks like he's going to lead the first lap under green as we dig down to 1.
They will, and as a matter of fact, Brady LaBeouf will lead that opening lap. Newbert in that second spot. They close it into turn number 2. We look and watch Michael McKinnon. They're trying to get to Bradley as they work the backstretch.
Yeah, but Brady LaBeouf and looks like Adam Newbert, looks like they're starting to kind of pull away from this pack. Joey Doucette running in 3rd, and Christopher Blanchard looks like he's running in 4th.
I believe William Tiller is working on some audio right now. We'll throw it back to him in just a moment. But right now, it is Brady LaBeouf in the early going leader. By the way, watch those drivers that are in yellow and red. Very important to watch on the scoring ticker, as right now we're 2 laps in. It's LaBeouf, the Louisiana driver. Newbert, there's McKinnon, and he's in 7th, as right now LaBeouf leads them going to turn 3.
And LaBeouf is actually pulling away a little bit from Adam Newbert. Newbert's going to have to watch his back door right here. Joey Doucette getting right up on his tailgate. I'm telling you, boy, these guys are sliding. They're just trying to see if they can catch Brady.
It is Brady LaBeouf, the leader. The driver is Adam Newbert in 2nd. Joey Doucette is 3rd. Blanchard Rivera, top 5. Everyone is still single file now in the opening handful of laps. As again, they work off turn number 2.
And Brady LaBeouf actually really starting to pull away right here. Wesley just getting away from Adam Newbert, but everybody trying to keep it right on the bottom of the racetrack.
William, if you're back here with us, man, obviously so far the opening handful of laps clean and green, and Brady LaBeouf, the driver, is the man leading the way here.
Yeah, and you see battles right here, though, Wesley. That's a big battle between the 43 and the 48. That's Blake Lothian and Robbie Richards battling for position. But up here at the top of the grid, you see Joey Doucette trying to get to the inside of Adam Newbert around the corner. Chris Blanchard is one of those drivers here that needs a big run if he wants to advance through this round.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on all that. As again, Brady LaBeouf is the man in the point right now. The battle heating up for the number 2 spot. That's Joey Doucette, the purple 16, trying to reel in the Sim Racer Hub NASRA champion of Monday Night Series, the Toyota number 4 for Swim. That is Adam Newbert. They're going to fan off again, funneling into turn number 2, 2 and 3 into turn 2.
And they are trying to catch Brady LaBeouf, but Adam Newbert just sitting there trying to hold off Joey Doucette. Doucette may try to make a look right here to the inside. He's going to actually make that look a little bit. Almost gets into Adam Newbert going in 3.
Yeah, Adam Newbert, though, is an immovable option on the racetrack as we come off of 4 right. Now Adam Newbert's going to hold that outside lane across this. There goes Doucette, though, to the inside as we go down into corner number 1. Doucette's going to try to take away 2nd here, Wesley, as we come in towards you.
Actually, they're in front of Jacob Reeves out of turn 2.
Doucette gets around Adam Newbert, so put Joey Doucette all the way up to 2nd, put Adam Newbert back to 3rd. So we'll see if Doucette's going to be able to try to see if he can catch Brady LaBeouf.
Right now, watching all these guys working their way off the corner, down out of turn number 4 in the opening laps on the mile-and-a-half concrete here at the Nashville Superspeedway. This race did start in the virtual sim of daytime conditions just after 12 noon, 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's Brady LaBeouf, the leader. His Chevrolet looking strong, pulling away by a second on Doucette as they work off 2.
And Brady LaBeouf is absolutely pulling away right now. Adam Newbert just seeing if he can get a hold of Joey Doucette as they go into 3.
Right here into 3, single file lane on the inside lane. Nobody's going for a position right now here, guys. Still early on in this race, only 8 laps in as we cross this line down to 1.
Back off into turn number 1. It's Brady LaBeouf now, still the leader. Joey Doucette in second. There you see everybody right now single file as they hold down in the corner. It's now the 99 of the battle. That's McKinnon and Painter. That was a battle heated up, but here comes now a truck battle for the top 5 going to 3.
And right now, Chris Blanchard to the inside of the 4. Adam Newbert trying to hold it down right there. And guys, Adam Newbert's there, defending champion. The SimRacerHub.com Truck Series had to wipe that slate clean as we kicked off that season just a week ago. Here in this, though, still in contention for that championship, trying to hold off this top 5 position as Chris Blanchard looks to the inside.
Chris Blanchard looks like he's going to be able to try to get there. Going to try to see if he can use a little bit of draft to see if he can catch up to Adam Newbert right here. Not enough. He's going to have to just hold his line as he goes down to the bottom.
25 laps to go here in stage number 1. Lap 35 will be stage 1 here in the ICCC 200. Lap 75 will go to halfway, and stage 2 points will be up for grabs. And then they'll battle it out for 75 laps to make up the 150 laps. As Newbert gets some contact from Blanchard. Here comes Bradley right there. They drive each other to the bottom in front of you, Jacob, and they're wrecking.
They are having a huge wreck back here in the back. Newbert gets tagged, and it looks like a parking lot back here on the backstretch, Wesley.
Caution flag out. They are scattered like it's a parking lot, littered all down the back straightaway here at the Nashville Superspeedway for the first caution. And Jacob Reeves, back to you. A couple of playoff contenders at that in that scramble.
Yeah, Adam Newbert getting caught up in that as well, as we're going to see it right here on the replay. Adam Newbert right here. I mean, I'm telling you, it was real hard racing right there. It looked like Blanchard actually kind of came in a little bit hot and kind of got into Adam Newbert and just kind of sent him up the track. And Newbert tried to hang on to it and just kind of came back down into Blanchard trying to save his truck. But yeah, I'm telling you, everybody else behind him, they just nowhere for him to go. Everybody just trying to check up and trying to miss everything. But you see it right here, Adam Newbert just holding on, trying to keep it. And then he just comes down into Blanchard, and it just stacked everybody up behind him, Wesley.
Very crazy racing in the opening. Well, let's just say this, William Tiller. The first 5 laps, they looked kind of calm, but it looked like it just kind of stacked everything up behind them. And well, here's the deal. Remember, in the NASCAR Triple M Portland Truck Series, my friend, there's no fast repairs. You got some championship contenders that are like Keith Bradley, the #1 seed, the winner, of course, coming into this race, and many others that are going to have to literally see if they can go on the damage clock to try to fix what damage they can in the pits, or they're going to have to mind their P's and Q's for the remainder of this race.
Yeah, Wesley, and I think that's a 50-50 question there. I think at a racetrack like Nashville, where the preferred line's at inside lane, you're going to have wrecks like this. Guys trying to get back down to the inside lane. Guys that won't allow the drivers to get back down to the inside lane. And then for your question as far as repair and things like that, Wesley, I think some of these drivers, championship drivers, as you mentioned, can afford maybe a week like this. Maybe take a week off, put that truck in the garage, get ready for next week. Because I think for the likes of Adam Newbert, Keith Bradley, and some other guys involved in this, they'll be okay for the next round.
Our broadcast coverage is brought to you by ICCC. We will step away and thank a word from our sponsor. Thank you to all of those that are watching from the State Farm Bureau Convention Center in Nashville, where that 5th exciting retro comic program is going on this weekend. Thank you for sponsoring this race with the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. We return in a moment.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCCon, welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.
I like the commercials. Lights off on the pace truck, and we're getting ready to settle back in for the restart here in the ICCC 200. The kickoff race in the Fast 14 playoff picture. A couple of drivers involved in accidents that are championship contenders, and now where will they end up in stack up with now also it's Brady LaBeouf leading the way. Joey Doucette will be to the outside. The Triple M Pulling Truck Series ready to go here tonight in this opening race. Only 2 rounds, William Tiller, in the Fast 14 as we are ready to restart.
Yeah, right here as we come up to the last corners here in 3 and 4. This is very tough here with only 2 races. If you want to jump 4 spots in those playoff standings, you're going to have to get some work done here tonight and maybe some work done next week as well. I talked to those last 4 drivers here, see if we can see what they said here, Wesley, as we're about to restart this race.
Yeah, the field comes back inside the Geico restart zone again next week. We're at Chicagoland Speedway, the Elite 10 semifinals at Rockingham, and the wild card that's Talladega to set up for the championship run at Charlotte. Meanwhile, they're back in their green. They funnel off into turn number 1. Brady LaBeouf, second verse, same as the first. Jacob leads off 2.
Brady LaBeouf has led every single lap of this event, and he has checked out, guys. He has checked out. Joey Doucette trying to see if he can hold on to it going into 3.
Yeah, very crazy right now. Traffic jam around 3 and 4. All switch up at the top of the grid. You see Blake Lothian in the 43 truck right there. Joey Doucette on the top side. We're side by side here across the start-finish line into corner number 1. Things heating up here into the corner. Only 17 laps into this race. Going to run 35 laps here in stage number 1 here as we're down the backstretch here. Still racing it out here, Jacob, as we come towards you in 3.
And Brady LaBeouf is absolutely, like we said, checking out Joey Doucette, seeing if he can hang on to second right there. Michael McKinnon running in 3rd.
Everybody holding their line as they work their way off the corner, almost bunched up 2 by 2 behind them. In the top 6 spots, they're still single file. LaBeouf now getting some company from Joey Doucette. Joey Doucette's now got to deal with Clinkhart McKinnon now off turn 2. Here comes Clinkhart to the inside.
Clinkhart going to the bottom of McKinnon, and Clinkhart has started from the back, 21st to 4th. Jacob Clinkhart trying to see if he can make it right here.
Yeah, Clinkhart side by side with McKinnon here off the corner. Joey Doucette still leading the way here off of 4. Got a little tight there off the corner, though, as Doucette still holding down that inside lane. You're seeing drivers try to go up to the top side, not finding success right now. Blake Lothian is going to try to push that 13 along here as we come off the corner here towards the backstretch. Things still heating up for the top 5 as we're down to 3 and 4.
Beating doors right here for 4th place. Clinkhart just being able to just barely get away, see if he can catch up to Joey Doucette coming off of 4.
Getting ready to come to the line. It'll be 15 laps to go here in stage number 1. And when they come back around next time by, it's the Louisiana driver. It's Brady LaBeouf continuing. Joey Doucette now. All these drivers continuing to hold on in battle. Barnett now battles now with Cinnamon as they go off 2.
Barnett and Cinnamon seeing if they can try to see if they can get something going down the backstretch. But I'm telling you, Brady LaBeouf has checked out from this field, as I said. Joey Doucette and Jacob Clinkhart running in the top 3.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf is rocking and rolling there inside the penthouse position. Though Jacob Clinkhart in that 5's up 18 spots from the drop to the green flag. They're going to put another lap in the books. Down to corner number 1 here at Nashville. You're seeing a battle right behind the 3 of Chris Cinnamon into 1 and 2. That is the 42 machine of Ed.
Got a wreck in the back. Looks like it's going to be Zach Hartwick getting spun and takes out about 4 guys right here in front of me, right here in turn 2.
Caution on the back straightaway. Trouble again in turn number 2 where Jacob Reeves is. And this time it looks like it's going to be Zach Hartwick with problems there, Jacob.
Yeah, Zach Hartwick looked like he got a little bit of a love tap going into turn 1 and just sent him around. And as we seen right here on the backstretch, Wesley, well, what happened with Adam Newbert and everybody, Same thing happened right there with Zach Hardwick and just gets punted up into the wall. And everybody else just seeing if they can try to get by. A couple of guys right here gets T-boned. Zach Hardwick getting T-boned, almost flipping over on his lid. Big wreck over here in turn 2.
Was that Brandon Bullock? I believe that is Brandon Bullock, the number 17. Other trucks just pile in and get collected. And William Tiller, you've got last week's winner involved in the accident here from the incident involving Hartwick between 3 and 4.
Yeah, unfortunately for last week's winner, we didn't get to see that win broadcasted live from the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, but it was a big win for that 17 truck. Hadn't seen victory lane for a long time. Doesn't look that 17 truck's going to reciprocate that performance here tonight. Wesley, the 17 truck with a lot of front end damage.
Our broadcast coverage is brought to you by ICCC. William Tiller, won't you tell them a little bit more about our sponsor here for this event for 200 laps at Nashville?
Oh, it is my kind of sponsor here, Wesley. The ICC is a sci-fi fan and collecting convention for everyone that collects vintage and modern toys and collectibles, loves meeting stars from our generation's greatest film and TV franchises, and enjoys gathering together with a global community to celebrate the stories we all love and cherish. ICC happening this weekend in Nashville, Wesley. They're predicting over 10,000 people to attend the event this weekend. Gonna have Daredevil there and the guy from Full Metal.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention.
Oh, yeah, I was a big fan of that. Well, I mean, obviously that was a crazy movie, but definitely some great acting by all of the people that were involved in it. By the way, some other actors that plan on being in attendance, including also Ian McDaniel from Star Wars Phantom Menace, Charlie Cox from Daredevil, not Ben Affleck, as William Tiller had mentioned, and Vincent D'Onofrio, the one that I was mentioning from Full Metal Jacket. Just some of the people that'll be in attendance. And by the way, for those that are watching, listening right now from the State Bureau Expo Center located outside Nashville, we want to send a big howdy and a hello to you. Thank you so much for checking us out for coverage on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Jacob Reeves, check on you on the back straightaway. I think we about got that accident cleared up over there.
Yeah, we finally got it cleared up over here. All the safety trucks was able to get all the guys that were involved in the wrecks cleared off of the racetrack. So looks like pace lights is out right here in front of me, Wesley. I think we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, actually, the pace car lights are still on the pace truck, so they're going to make another lap or so. And I don't really see anybody, William, taking advantage of coming to the pit lane. And obviously, the man that's been strong right now, but less than over 10 laps to go, Brady LaBeouf here in stage 1.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, always strong, was a Final Four competitor there in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series, the Monday Night Series. Here in this series, probably not as strong, but definitely one of those contenders to watch out for, Wesley. Very early for those pit stops. I feel like in this first stage, these drivers are experimenting, see how hard they can run those Goodyear Eagle. They may hit at the end of the stage, but what a restart we got right here, Wesley. We got Joey Doucette on the outside, Brady LaBeouf on the inside.
Well, it looks like they will be coming to the restart here this time around. No correction, actually. It looks like they'll try to get the one-to-go indication this time around, by the way. As, again, hey, listen, still a lot of racing left to go. Stage 1 will go to lap number 35. And listen, stage points are up for grabs as well, as the lights will still go off. Okay, the lights now go off on the safety truck, so we will get ready for the restart. But obviously, William Tiller, in addition to running the checkered flag, that's when the payout window opens. You got these stage points, just like with the 3 NASCAR National Series, the same thing with NASRA. And, hey, they're going to try everything they can to get those stage points to make a run to the championship.
Yeah, every little bit counts. You want to make sure you have those points to advance yourself into the next round. Doesn't matter if you advance by 10 points or 1 point, Wesley. You just want to make sure you're into that next round. As long as you can just survive and advance, as they say during March Madness.
Field getting ready to go 2 by 2. Brady LaBeouf, Joey Doucette, row 1. Stephen Thomas, Jacob Klinkhart, Blake Lothian, Michael McKinnon, Chris Cinnamon, Ashley Dodgson, Ed Osborne, Robert Richards. Jacob, they're getting ready to 2 by 2 and do back to green.
Yeah, they're getting ready to rock and roll right here in Nashville, and the fans here are going crazy. And I'm telling you right now, they better do something, because I'm telling you, Brady LaBeouf, he is showing some speed. He might run away with this thing.
Safety truck drops onto the pit lane. Here comes the field back inside the Geico restart zone as we'll have now less than 11 laps to go here in stage one of the ICCC 200. Green flag goes back in the air. Brady LaBeouf again through the gearboxes, pulls away. Clinkhart, Doucette, and Thomas, they're going to try to stick it 3 wide possibly for second in turn number 1.
Same song, different lap, pretty much. Brady LaBeouf pulling away, checking out from Joey Doucette in this whole field right here. Jacob Clinkhart seeing if he's going to keep it down on the bottom right here to see if he can get second.
Yeah, Clinkhart trying to pull out his inner Carl Larson, rocking that Hendrick Motorsports paint scheme on the side of that 5. Tried to the inside of the 16, did not work out though, as we're single file across that line. 1 lap under green here on this restart, down to 1 and 2. Doucette still trying to get up to Brady LaBeouf, but again, separating here on this restart as we're down the backstretch.
Doucette is driving the heck out of that truck, seeing if he can catch up to him. Clinkhart seeing if he can hold on to it as well. Stephen Thomas right behind him, but it is all Brady LaBeouf right now here at Nashville.
All these drivers working their way again off the corner. Under 10 laps to go now in stage number 1. Field funnels off of turn 4, back across the start-finish line. Here comes a now battle for top 10. Richards, Osborne. By the way, Richards, Daytona winner on a wild race on Monday night. He's trying to make some big moves in the snap-on machine off 2.
And he has gained all, he started 19th all the way up to 9th. Robert Richards, that is. Ed Osborne seeing if he can catch back up to him as well as they go into 3.
Again, that inside lane's preferred lane so far, trying to put those Goodyear Eagles on that yellow line. See Raul Meza in the shot right there, trying to work up the grid. He's trying to build up some good runs here. Currently just inside that top 10 to across that start-finish line. No, he has some competition. He is inside, though. There's CJ Fonda rocking an ICCC paint scheme on that 53 as we're off of 2.
ICCC paint scheme rocking it down the backstretch here at Nashville. CJ Fondow seeing if he can roll it right here on the bottom, see if he can gain him some ground right here.
Boy, he's in a log jam of traffic as well, stuck between Morse, Meza, and Kilgore. Fondow is, by the way, that truck looks so darn good. It's got a QR code on the side of it. Down into the corner, Meza's machine now to the outside lane. He'll try to come after Morse for that spot as they work off 2.
They are side by side, beating and banging from what it looks like from right here in front of me. Trying to keep it down through here. Derek Kilgore seeing if he can find a way to try to get around these guys going into 3.
Yeah, I predict a caution flag. I'm looking at my crystal ball, and it's all but yellow over here in the broadcast booth. Things are heating up here with just a few laps to go in stage number 1 as we cross the line down to corner number 1 and 2. Things back to single file. Getting a little dicey there for a second, guys. Starting to calm down the racetrack as we're off of 2 towards that backstretch.
Ed Osborne right here sitting in the 10th position, seeing if he can hold on to that 1 spot, see if he can get that stage point. James Morris is the guy trying to get it, diving into 3.
Big spot of battles going on there. That's, by the way, in the top 10. If Morse can get into that 10th spot where Ed Osborne is, that's also playoff points. It might be just 1 point instead of 10, but with under 5 laps to go, Brady LaBeouf is still the man everybody's gunning for. Jacob as he goes into the corner again out of 2.
Brady LaBeouf has checked out Joey Doucette, seeing if he can try to catch back up to him. Clinkhart still running in 3rd, Stephen Thomas in 4th, and they are trying to catch Brady LaBeouf.
Side by side here, the 53. Oh my goodness, so tight there with James Morris in the 96. Back up here, we look at the 88 right there, side by side with the 48. Robbie Richards trying to get up there. The 48 needs a good run here in that snap-on machine as we're into 1 and 2. A lot of battles on the racetrack right here towards the back stretch here with just a few laps to go here, Jacob. Things heating up at the end of stage 1.
Robert Richards is trying to keep it on the bottom, see if he can get a hold of Ashley Dodson right there going into 3. He's going to send it, see if he can make it stick.
Behind the top 4, they're all single file, or the top 4 up in front are single file. Behind them, it is battling door to door. You're looking at just some of the action going on between Doucette and others. Clinkhart, Thomas, Cinnamon, Lothian, all fighting for stage points. It's 2 to go off 2.
And looks like Clinkhart going to be right up the back bumper as Joey Doucette. See if he can try to use a little bit of draft. See if he can maybe slingshot getting into 3. He's going to try to push it real hard getting into 3.
You know, one driver that loves to see all these battles we're talking about here in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, that's Brady LaBeouf. who still has just below a second lead on the rest of the racetrack. But here we go, another battle on the racetrack. That's Blake Lothian and Chris Cinnamon battling out for position. Blake Lothian back in this field here tonight. This is a battle to stay inside the top 5 there, Jacob, as we come towards you off of 2.
Blake Lothian keeping it on the bottom, and looks like he may be able to get it. Chris Cinnamon going to get the run off the top. Here comes Blake Lothian. He's going to send it going in.
That's a big battle working their way off the corner out of turn 4, though. They'll come to the caution flag as Brady LaBeouf will win stage number 1 here in the ICCC 200 at Nashville. Brady LaBeouf pulls away from everybody by almost about 3/4 of a second. Joey Doucette will finish in second. Third spot will go to Jacob Klinkhart. Stephen Thomas, 4th, and Chris Cinnamon. You saw that battle come into the line for the top 5. Blake Lothian, Michael McKinnon, Ashley Dodson, Robert Richards, and the ICCC wrap truck of the 53, CJ Fondal. Your top 10 at the end. William Tiller, stage 1.
What a stage that was, Jacob. To recap that action, is basically the Brady LaBeouf show there. Stage number 1. Do you expect things here in stage 2 to sort of heat up a bit?
I really hope so over here. These guys have been driving it real hard over here in turn 2. Some of them getting a little bit loose coming off of turn 2, seeing if they can make it stick, trying to get the power down coming off of turn 2. But there's one guy that I'm telling you, I don't know what adjustments he thinks he might need, but he don't need any adjustments. That's our leader, Brady LaBeouf, who won stage 1.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf, man, has done a phenomenal job right now, and what a way to get it done. We're going to try to get him inside of our broadcast booth real quickly and get his thoughts real fast with the driver from Louisiana. Brady LaBeouf, it's the NASRA 360 Racing Network broadcast crew. You're coming down to the pit lane. That NRE Power System Chevrolet is strong. What a dominance in stage 1 here at Nashville.
Yeah, Wesley, I'm just trying to get in a rhythm and get it going, and I love this track, so that plays a factor too.
William Tiller.
Yeah, Brady, we saw you dominate there in that first stage with pit stops. Now we've seen how that can sort of change the trajectory of a race. How confident are you in this pit stop, keeping that 24 on the top of the grid?
Well, I think a lot of things are going to change. I think there has some strategy that's being played with a couple of guys, so I don't know if anybody really pitted that last caution or before that, so I think it's going to shake up the field a little bit. So but it's all about getting back up to the front and getting that track position and controlling this race.
Hey, Brady, I know that Huck Wigington and a whole bunch of people were involved in having ICCC sponsor this event tonight at Nashville. Ironically, the big comic sci-fi trade show going on in Nashville this weekend at the State Farm Bureau Metro Convention Center. I'm understanding they're piping our broadcast over the video boards as we speak. You want to say a big hello to them, and thanks for what they're doing in sponsoring the race for NASRA tonight in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We always appreciate sponsors coming on board, helping us out with these races. And Huck's been a big part of that and bringing on those guys. So we appreciate them and appreciate Huck, and hope they enjoy it.
Brady LaBeouf, winner of stage number 1. We're going to take a break. We'll come back for stage 2 of the ICCC 200 from the Nashville Superspeedway, the playoffs of NASRA for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series when we return.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCC welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.
I'm wearing glasses. Welcome back to the ICCC 200. Race number 1 in the semifinal playoffs, or the, if you will, quarterfinals, if you will, for the race to a championship to advance to the semifinals. Whoever wins, they're going out up there. Look at this. We got a couple of ICC wrap jobs alongside one another. The 53 Fondal Wigington, one of the guys to help make this one happen. We're ready to come back to the Geico restart zone, and after 5 laps at the end of stage number 1, stage 2 will take the green flag. This race will go to lap number 75 in stage 2, and we're underway. It's Team ICC. Fondal's beautiful looking wrap truck, sci-fi and handsome in Nashville, going to the restart in 1 there, Jacob.
Fondal leading them coming off of turn number 2 right here. Stephen Thomas seeing if he can try to jump it back up there, but the ICCC truck is leading them going off into 3.
Coming off of 4 right now, still side by side. Brady LaBeouf trying to get back up to the top of the lead right now. Joey Doucette tried to get him loose right there on the front stretch. Still going around into 1 and 2. Still leading the way in the apex of 1 and 2.
Brady LaBeouf seeing if he can make something happen right here. He's going to come right up on the back of Fondal. He's going to get the pass right here. Joey Doucette try to make a move all the way down to the bottom of the apron of the racetrack. Put Brady LaBeouf all the way to the front. Joey Doucette to second.
Fondal up to the top of the racetrack, and he is free falling, in the words of the great song by Tom Petty. Back 3, 4, 5 spots. What do you know? Brady LaBeouf back to P1. The NRE Power Systems Chevrolet goes to the lead. Doucette, Clinkhart, top 3 and 2.
Fondal is dropping back. Brady LaBeouf is moving to the front right here, and he's checking out away from Joey Doucette. Brady LaBeouf leading. Fondal still trying to find a hole to get to the bottom.
Yeah, Robbie Richards just found a hole to move up positions as well inside the top 10. The 48 now up to 6. You see Michael McKinnon trying to follow that as well. The 13 truck, oh my goodness, almost disaster on the front stretch as we cross the line into 1 and 2. Things getting crazy on the apex.
Fondal still trying to find a hole to get down on the bottom. Adam Newbert's not going to let him have it. He's going to get past. Fondal now going to possibly be able to find a hole. He is finally clear, and he's finally going to be able to get to the bottom.
All this great racing going on here in the ICCC 200 in stage number 2, but Brady LaBeouf back to the lead. Joey Doucette there in that second spot. Clinkhart, Cinnamon and Dodgson, your top 5. And now their conga line is single file up the top of the safer barrier in turn 2.
Running on the bottom of the track, painting this yellow line. A couple of guys getting into it, going back into 1 and 2, but it is Brady LaBeouf, Joey Doucette, and Jacob Clinkhart leading them going into 3.
Yeah, it looked like a big commotion there at the back half of the grid. Blake Lothian, the 43 truck, Derek Kilgore involved in that as well. Looked like somebody may have checked up. Everybody was trying to get out of the way there. Everybody's safe right now on the racetrack. Also looked at Kyle Hess there in the 86 machine as we cross the start finish. I'm going to make it lap 57 into 1 and 2.
Joey Doucette still trying to catch up to Brady LaBeouf, and Clinkhart still running in 3rd. Chris Cinnamon running back here in 4th, and Ashley Dodson going to be running in 5th. That's going to be the top 5 going into turn 3.
Watching everybody single file, you're on board with Robert Richards and William Tiller. What a crazy race that was on Monday night at Daytona for the season 2 opener of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. And that was the man who picked up the win. One of the most unforgettable NASRA finishes I think we'll ever see.
Yeah, absolutely. Just by, I believe it was 7/100ths of a second.
That's
Won
right.
That opening race sets him up for that playoff run as now we're down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
Yeah, everybody right now, single file, guys, as we're still kind of giving you a run of the top 5 real quick. It's Joey Doucette, though, trying to battle now with Brady LaBeouf for the lead. They're into turn number 4. For the lead, Brady LaBeouf, Joey Doucette, they're fighting for it to the inside. Doucette to the bottom. LaBeouf on the top there, Jacob, and they're going to go right there wheel to wheel, stride for stride in turn 2.
Doucette trying to keep it on the bottom, trying to paint that yellow line. Brady LaBeouf trying to keep it off of the wall. LaBeouf going to be able to get the run on the top. Joey Doucette may have to fall back in line, but Brady LaBeouf got scared right there for a second.
Brady LaBeouf trying to be like Spider-Man and climb that wall over there. He did exactly just that. Used that top side wall to his advantage to get around the 16 machine. As now Brady LaBeouf, the boss man, leads us into 1 and 2.
Joey Doucette still trying to find a way around Brady LaBeouf. Clinkart still running back here in third spot. Chris Cinnamon going to run in fourth. A little bit of a four truck breakaway right here. And they're going to see if they can try to catch up to Brady LaBeouf.
Got a little antsy there for just a second as you see now Clinkart trying to battle back there. Here's now on board the 62 machine in the back watching Adam Newton and some other drivers battle. And they're back single file again. Great racing on the racetrack, kind of now simmering down, if you will. And we're right now back to lap 50, 100 laps to go here at Nashville, Jacob.
And Joey Doucette sent it going into turn 1 and kept it trying to make it stick coming out of turn 2. Was not able to make it. Brady LaBeouf still leading.
Brady LaBeouf still leading this race here tonight. He has been leading the way there, just like Jim Carrey in the Truman Show. This has been the Brady LaBeouf Show here tonight. We are all watching the show he is putting on as now we're back down in the corner.
4 truck breakaway right here. Brady LaBeouf, Joey Doucette, Jacob Clinkart, and Chris Cinnamon. These 4 trucks have literally broken away from the pack. They are trying to see if they can try to get some ground on these other guys.
Yeah, the Monday night champion of Season 1 for the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series, Adam Newbert. The Ladanco construction machine Toyota got damaged earlier in the race, but right now trying to be comfortable on the racetrack. He is single file as he works his way back off into the corner into turn number 1 and 2. Adam Newbert back in the top 10 there, Jacob, after 1.
Adam Newbert got it back into the top 10 after getting caught up in that wreck over here in turn number 2. I don't know if his truck's at full power, but I'm telling you, he has made a great drive to be able to get it back to the top 10.
Yeah, right now as everything's a little fanned out on the racetrack, Brady LaBeouf has now about a 30-second lead on the 16 of Joey Doucette. 54 laps into this race. We just saw Brady LaBeouf run a 31.5. Joey Doucette ran a faster one there, Jacob. 31.50, just a little bit faster.
And he might be getting a little bit of time on him, Will, going into turn 1 and 2. I've seen him every single time. He has sent it, just trying to get every little bit to try to get a hold of Brady LaBeouf.
Yeah, trying everything he can right now. The driver from Louisiana is absolutely on a clinic nobody can catch. Truck number 24, that number 24 Chevrolet of Brady LaBeouf in his own world right now. Open up about a half a second on Joey Doucette off 2.
Joey Doucette might have slipped just a little bit right there coming off of turn number 2, but Brady LaBeouf is going to capitalize on that. Chris Cinnamon going to see if he can make a shot right here at the 5 truck.
Chris Cinnamon to the inside of the 5 right now, trying to be as small as possible, trying to use some of that Ant-Man magic, make him small to get past that 5 into 1 and 2. It's not going to work though. It's still going to be side by side into 1 and 2.
Cinnamon going to be able to clear Clinkart right here coming off of turn number 2. Clinkart going to see if he can try to make a run right here on Chris Cinnamon, see if he can make that draft work here at Nashville Superspeedway.
Chris Cinnamon, again, the Victoria Ford number 3, right there in the number 3 spot. You're on board watching on the NASRA 360 Racing Network with him. It's LaBeouf, Doucette, Cinnamon, Clinkart, Dodgson, and Jacob Reeves. There's also massive cloud cover hovering over Nashville for the first time on the concrete, too.
It is beautiful to have a little bit of shade over here in turn number 2, but Joey Doucette better watch his back bumper. He is fixing to get a rear view mirror full. Here he goes for the pass. Chris Cinnamon to the bottom.
Chris Cinnamon there to the inside. A little bit of a wiggle there to the 16. Just to shove him, just to say, hey, I'm right here as Chris Cinnamon up 15 spot from the drop of the green flag. Now up to 2nd.
Chris Cinnamon going to send it right here going into turn 1. Try to get away from Joey Doucette, and he will clear him with ease. Put Chris Cinnamon up to 2nd, Joey Doucette to 3rd, and Jacob Clinkart going to be in 4th. 4 truck breakaway as the rest of the pack trying to catch him.
And you can literally see, for those that are watching, the massive cloud cover here. It looks like literally nightfall could be settling in here without the lights. As Clinkhart, Doucette, they get contact together in the tri-oval, battling for third and fourth, and they're not done yet as they send it off into turn one.
Clinkhart going to be able to make that pass. Doucette going to see if he can try to find something right there. Doucette looks like he might have burned his tires up as many times as he's been sending it into turn two, trying to get off the corner, but Clinkhart going to be able to get up to third.
You know, watching this battle between the 5, Jacob Clinkhart, this 16, and Joey Doucette, this 16 did brush that wall on the front stretch last time by. You might have heard me get excited up here in the broadcast booth, but now Jacob Clinkhart's going to hold that battle. He's going to hold that win into 1 and 2.
And Doucette better watch his back bumper, Robert Richards, and it looks like Ashley Dodson going to try to see if they can capitalize off of Joey Doucette. Joey Doucette looks like he is free falling all the way through the top 5.
Trying to somehow, some way fight and claw off the advances of these drivers coming after him. Dodson, the Australia-New Zealand driver, is coming. So is Richards. So is McKinnon. All of this in a logjam of traffic as they'll send her back off into turn number 1. And all the while, it is still Brady LaBeouf. Behind them, though, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. What a battle there.
Dodson tried to go to the top right there. Joey Doucette, nothing of it. Robert Richards looks like he was going to try to make a move to the bottom, but they're going to keep their positions right now. Joey Doucette under a lot of fire right now.
Just like the Jedis were trying to take down the dark side of the Force here tonight, everybody's trying to take down Emperor Palpatine. That's Brady LaBeouf leading the way here down in the corners 1 and 2. Has been the Brady LaBeouf show here tonight. Jacob, let's see if we can get it done.
Doucette has got a rear view mirror full of Ashley Dodson right up his tailgate, if you will, almost pushing him coming off of turn number 2. Dodson going to try to take a move to the bottom.
And while all this is going on, watching it intently is Pleasant Hill, Illinois' Michael McKinnon from just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. He's watching this racing intently going on. He'll now hook up with Richards, go to the inside, past Doucette, now trying to go after Clinkhart, now trying to get around Dodson. All of this in 2.
Robert Richards going to be able to get to the bottom right here, see if he can make it work. Michael McKinnon sitting here, they might take it. He's going to go 3 wide. Right here, put Robert Richards in the middle, but wow, Michael McKinnon actually backs out of it going into 3.
Oh my goodness, what is reminiscent of the Jedis taking on the clones and the attack of the clones? This battle right here is so exciting inside the top 5 here down the front stretch. Robbie Richards is going to come out the victor here in the corner number 1, Jacob, but I don't feel like this battle is tuned down just yet.
Looks like a dogfight out of the movie Top Gun with all these guys trying to battle for the 5th spot. Robert Richards has it right now. Ashley Dodson wants it. Ashley Dodson may try to make a move right here, but Robert Richards is going to be able to hold on to 4th.
Trying to somehow close into that spot up on the top of the racetrack, as now that's the Blanchard machine, the number 9, trying to get in front of the leaders. There's now Richards, Dodson all to the inside. McKinnon, Doucette will follow. Blanchard goes up high. He'll let them guys have at it. And by the way, we're closing in on 10 to go in stage 2 next time around.
McKinnon's got Doucette all the way up his tailgate. That's new right there for Joey. Joey had somebody up his tailgate. Now he's up Michael McKinnon's tailgate going into 3.
Yeah, interesting to see the 9 truck of Chris Blanchard there have to watch out for the rest of the field. That was an early contender in tonight's race. Now a lap down. Now watching right here, Joey Doucette's got his nose right behind the 13 of Michael McKinnon. Things getting crazy into 1 and 2.
Joey Doucette, we've seen him send it right here in turn 1 and 2. Gonna see if he can make it stick right here. He's gonna make it stick and see if he can try to get around them. But all of this is going on. Brady LaBeouf is checking out of this field.
It's the old cliche, making it stick is like running him down. Getting around him is another thing. And that's the battles that we're watching right now between McKinnon and Doucette. This goes on for the top 5 and 6 spots there again, funneling back off into turn number 1, under 10 to go in stage 2.
And Doucette had basically burned his tires off to see if he was going to be able to make it stick. But he has absolutely burnt them off, just trying to see if he can hold on to where he's at, see if he can try to get back in the top 5.
Just about 10 laps to go here. All Brady LaBeouf hearing across the radio is, I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. That's all he wants to hear right now as he's trying to sweep the stages here at Nashville down to 1 and 2.
Joey Doucette seeing if he can try to muster something back up right here. Maybe he can get a last couple of laps charged right here to get a hold of Michael McKinnon. It's not going to be right there. Michael McKinnon's still going to hold on to 5th. Joey Doucette going to be still sitting in 6th as they go into 3.
Yeah, the game of cat and mouse still continues on between those drivers for Doucette, Dodson, Meza, Newbert, and Morris in the top 10. And stage playoff points are up for grabs because this is also all so important to lock yourself into the top 10 to get those points to run for a championship off too.
And James D. Morris is the 10th guy. He has the spot right there to try to be able to get that last stage point. We're going to see if he's going to be able to hold on to it as they go into 3.
Yeah, Jacob, we talked about early on here tonight. Adam Newbert, the Ford machine, was involved early on in an accident. The Ford machines climbed inside the top 10, currently 8th. Ashley Dawson, the 88, up 16 spots. Top 10's riddled with big movers here tonight, Jacob, including Chris Cinnamon, is up 15 spots and dropped the green flag.
Yes, he has, and Chris Cinnamon's been able to make a very, very good run to be able to come back from 15 spots starting in the 17th position. But Adam Newbert just went around Meza like he was sitting still. Move Adam Newbert up to 8th going into 3.
That time is running out, guys. To the line. It'll be 6 laps to go. Is Brady LaBeouf is still the man out in front. Here you see Chris Cinnamon waiting intently to try to run him in, but I don't think he's got enough power or used up those tires, Jacob Reeves, as you said, as they're off too.
I hope he hasn't. It would be a great finish to come to the end of the stage, but Brady LaBeouf has showed us that he is the truck to beat. Chris Cinnamon, if he's got anything for him, he needs to at least show him right here going into 3.
Going into 3 and 4 right now, guys. Going down the front stretch, we talked about this race here tonight. Only 2 races here in this Fast 14. One of those drivers we're taking a look at here as we go into 1 and 2 is Cody Knott. Here tonight, that 26 machine down in 20th is one of those bottom 4 drivers coming into this race.
Yeah, Cody Knott trying to see if he can get it back up into the playoffs, see if he can try to get himself up in there is good, but Chris Cinnamon sending it going into 3, trying to get a hold of Brady LaBeouf.
Now, all this going on now as they work their way to the line. It's going to be now 4 laps to go when they come to the stripe. It's Brady LaBeouf still out in front in that 2nd spot. Chris Cinnamon, they are starting to pull away from one another, away from Klinkhardt and company, out of 2.
Klinkhardt is absolutely dropping back. I guess for the front 2, he is dropping back. You see it right there. Wide open right here, but Chris Cinnamon doing everything he can, trying to get that playoff point as they go into 3.
Yeah, we're watching this stage number 2 click. Oh my goodness, almost contact between the 45 and the 48 right there. That could have been disastrous on the top side, as now we cross this line. Just a few more laps to go in stage number 2. Brady LaBeouf seems to have this sign sealed and delivered to sweep the stage.
Brady LaBeouf seems like he's got it. Robert Richards on the bottom. Michael McKinnon, or excuse me, that would be, Michael McKinnon. They're all battling right here, trying to see if they can get their spots going into 3.
Everybody still just kind of getting in placement now. It's all single file as they work at least in the top 10 out of turn number 4. 2 laps to go in stage number 2 here in the ICCC 200. LaBeouf, Cinnamon, Klinkhardt, Richards, McKinnon, your top 5. They're back into turn number 1 and 2.
Cinnamon still trying to send it, see if he can make anything work right here to get a hold of Brady LaBeouf. It's not going to be this lap. Brady LaBeouf leading him going into turn 3 as he comes to a lap truck.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf still leading the way here. It's going to get around a lap truck, I believe. That is CJ Fonda. They're one of those ICC painted trucks here tonight. Looking so fresh and so clean. Not having the drive that he wanted to in that 53 truck. Still an incredible paint job into 1 and 2.
Cinnamon sends it very, very hard right here. He knows this right here is the lap for the stage. He sent it as hard as he possibly could without trying to wreck the truck. But it's not going to be able to happen on the backstretch. Brady LaBeouf going to lead him going into turn 3.
Dominated stage number 1. Cinnamon gave him a shot and lost all that momentum. Now he drifts up high. That allows Brady LaBeouf to come to the line through the tri-oval, and he will win stage number 2 here in the ICCC 200 at Nashville. Stage points, 10 for LaBeouf, 9 for Cinnamon, 8 for Klinkhardt. 4th place is going to get 7 for Richard, 6 points for McKinnon, 5 points, of course, going to Doucette. 4 points for Dodson, 3 points for Newbert, 2 points for Meza, 1 point for Jane Morris at the end of stage 2 here at Nashville. We'll take a quick break and we'll look at the playoff picture when we return. This is coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network's Triple M Pulling Truck Series. And here is a word from our sponsor, ICCC from Nashville.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCCon, welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.
Back here at the ICCC 200. Welcome back to our coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I'm Wesley Outland. We've got, of course, William Tiller alongside. Jacob Reeves is sweating it out there on the virtual back straightaway here in Nashville, and pit stops are done. We're getting ready for stage number 3. The run for the money, William, is about to go down.
Yeah, it sure is, as we have Robbie Richards on the radio with us here real quick. And Robbie, if you got a copy up here with us in the NASRA 360 Racing Network broadcast booth, you come into this race as one of those bottom 4 drivers on that line. Only 2 races in this round. How confident you are right now in 4th that if you may get this race victory, you can go ahead and just seal your way into the next round?
Oh, that would be nice, but Brady, he's pretty damn good here. It's going to be hard to get him. Missing last week really kind of put us in a predicament here to put us in that position. So I'm just going to focus now. I think some of the guys I was around close to the cutoff line had some guys involved in some wrecks. So I'm just going to focus on capitalizing on the stage points, which we did, and then finishing, having a strong finish, and hope to get a good results at the end.
Yeah, and just by looking at those point standings, it's you and the 5 of Jacob Klinkhardt there that would be battling for that last position. If this was the last cutoff race, of course, we have another race next week. Do you look at that at all coming into these races, or is it just the same mindset each race?
It's in the back of my mind, but I mean, I'm not just going to sit here and focus on I got to beat this guy, because you start doing that, you start making mistakes and not focusing on the race. So it is there, but I don't base my race around it, I guess, unless it's really close, and then we're right here with each other. If I can keep him in my line of sight, I feel pretty good going into next week and battling it out with him.
Talking with Robbie Richards, the driver of the 48 machine. Snap on tools right there.
When to go.
Currently riding in the 4th position. And Wesley, you got a question for him real quick?
I was just going to say, man, the lights are off. We're coming to 1 to go. But, you know, Monday night, you put on a pretty wild finish in Daytona. I want to see if you could repeat here at Nashville.
Oh, yeah, man. That'd be wonderful if I can. Brady's hard to beat, though. He's good here.
Yeah, that's the course. Again, the driver, as William mentioned, the 48 of the Snap-on machine of Robert Richards, winner at Daytona on Monday night for the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. And right now, trying to just hang in the clutches behind the driver, Brady LaBeouf, as we had just mentioned, as we're getting ready to go back to the green flag. Stage number 3. This is it to lap number 150, 200 miles in the ICCC 200. Field is ready to come back to the Geico restart zone. We're ready to bring him to green. It's going to be LaBeouf on the inside. Send him into the outside. They're side by side. Clinkhart and Richards right there. They still continue to fight the clouds, a little sun and daylight back into turn number 1 and 2. It's the run for the money in stage 3, Jacob, as they head your way at speed.
It looks basically like it was earlier on in the race. Brady LaBeouf checking out once again. Chris Senneman going to be running in 3rd. Jacob Clinkhart going into 3rd, or in 3rd place going in 3rd.
Right now, field working their way off the corner out of turn number 4. Adam Newbert now, the Georgia native, the winner of the championship for the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series of Season 1, which was less than a month ago. He now battles with Clinkhart on that machine. McKinnon to the bottom. Mesa will follow off too.
And Newbert is going to be able to try to keep it up on the top, see if he can make a run right here, and see if he can keep it going right here. And Michael McKinnon going to be able to try to get away from these guys. Newbert trying to hold it hard on the top.
Yeah, Newbert still holding it down on the top side, laying there. Raul Meza in the 37 still trying to chase that first victory. We haven't seen that 37 in victory lane for a long time here at Nazareth, as we're into 1 and 2. Single file, though, for the top 3.
Meza is putting on a clinic back here, running in the 6th position, started way back in the field, and he got around Newbert like he was sitting still. Move Meza up to 6th and see if he can try to get up here and get a hold of Michael McKinnon for 3rd.
There's a battle now for 4th and 5th as you're watching on the video monitor. Thanks to Adam Flieger. A phenomenal job as always as Meza gets drop kicked to the bottom of the racetrack. Fishtails the Serve Pro machine to the bottom of the speedway. Richards will lick his chops and go for the pounce. He'll also settle in on McKinnon. Newbert's after Meza on that save out of 2.
Newbert may try to make them 3 wide right here, but Robert Richards is going to keep it up top. Meza's going to be going into the bottom, going into turn 3.
Yeah, all these drivers trying to beat and bang off of one another here in 3 and 4. The 37 and the 48 so close to one another off of 4. Oh my goodness, that side draft is playing tricks with your mind into 1 and 2.
And they keep going right here. Meza going to be able to clear Robert Richards coming off of turn number 2. Newbert's going to see if he can try to get in there, licking his chops on Robert Richards. Newbert bunts it down. He jumps back up in line. Robert Richards is going to try to go and see if he can get a hold of Meza.
And what do you know? Second verse, same as the first, and the third verse, the same as well. Brady LaBeouf, same old song and dance, pulling away 3/4 over Clinkhart. Cinnamon in 3rd. Meanwhile, McKinnon, Richards, Meza, Moore are in the top 10. And here's an on-the-pole instant replay of some of the chaos, Jacob Reeves, you just saw a moment ago as we had a truck getting sideways, and that's Morris's machine. And we're under the, I think we still stayed under the green flag. Even though we had that truck spin, we still stay under green. So all of this continuing here as we work off turn number 3 and 4. There's the Morris entry. And we are under caution. My apologies. We are under the yellow flag. All right, James, what did you see in front of you there as, again, we see Morris spun around?
Well, from what I saw right there, it looked like Morris just kind of got tagged and got spun straight up into the track. Very unfortunate for James Morris, finishing 10th in that last stage, being able to get him some points for the stage points for the playoffs, but very unfortunate right there for James Morris.
And the yellow flag will come out over the speedway. Hey, William and I were going to talk about it at the end of stage number 2. Let's go ahead, Adam Flieger, and put it up now.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle.
Scenario picture and the standings, if you will, of the run to a championship. Obviously, Keith Bradley and Brandon Bullock, William, winners of the previous races in the Sweet 20, they advanced. They were the only drivers to advance that were playoff contenders. Everyone else had to go in by virtual points. But if you're Robert Richards or other drivers like Jacob Klinkhart, you're in the bottom of the barrel. You win this race in the Fast 14. Even though you're in the bottom to not advance to the Elite 10, with a win, you climb to the Elite 10 and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. All these drivers trying to chase that Willy Wonka golden ticket. They want to lock themselves into the next round. Brendan Bullock in that 17 truck last week, Wesley, could have been one of those trucks that were eliminated, locked themselves into the next round. You know, you look at tonight's results so far. Robbie Richards in that 48, Jacob Klinkhart in that 5, I would say would be in the green next week. Look at the likes of Brandon Bullock in that 17 truck, although winner of last week's race here tonight, 26th, 55 laps down. Dana Shepard, the 45 truck, currently in 27th, 56 laps down. Those two trucks come into tonight above the cut line. Don't think it's going to be the same way when we leave Nashville here tonight.
Oh, and by the way, from 1st to 14th, William Tiller, Cody Knott, 14th. He's only 2 points out from making the playoffs behind Keith Bradley. That's impressive.
Very impressive indeed. And just to go from 10 or 14 trucks down to 10, Wesley, going to be a lot of broken hearts here the next 2 weeks. A lot of drivers are going to be severely disappointed. And already that bottom four is a mix of drivers I didn't think were going to be in that bottom four.
And, of course, they will advance to what will be the quarterfinals Elite 10. That race, of course, will fire up after next week's next round playoff race in the Fast 14 next week. I believe it's going to be at Chicagoland Speedway. Chicagoland Speedway on the docket next week for those drivers. Then we move in to the Fast Elite 10, and that will be another 2 rounds of racing at Rockingham and Talladega, and then you set yourself for the championship 6 to battle it out at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where actually the NASCAR National Traveling Series are in action for the Coca-Cola 600 weekend. By the way, happy Memorial Day to all of our men and women that have fought and served for our country, for those that have died, for those that continue to allow us to have the freedoms that we enjoy. Lights are off on the pace truck. We settle in for a restart. Jacob Reeves, I got a question for you as we get ready to bring him back to full song. Has anybody got anything for Brady LaBeouf? Is it playing possum, or is it just that 24 truck that darn good?
If it's got anything to do coming off of turn 2 and on the back stretch back here, West, they ain't got nothing for him. He has been really, really strong coming off of turn number 2, especially on these restarts, being able to break away from everybody in this pack. But don't count out Klinkhart and Robert Richards. Some of these guys, they may try to pull some type of an upset here at Nashville on Brady LaBeouf, but they're going to have to really, really find it right here with these, with just a couple of laps to go right here, coming up right here close to the end of this thing.
William Tiller, 2x2. What are you thinking?
I think this is going to be a strong run right here. Wesley, of course, we're going to have another wave of green flag pit stops. For the 24 machine to get it done, it would have to mean winning both stages and taking that checkered flag. Could be done here, Wesley, but has to close the deal here in this restart.
Trying to go for the sweep for the Yuma, Louisiana driver for the NRE Power Systems Chevrolet number 24. Pace truck is in. They're back in the Geico restart zone, and the green flag goes back in the air. Lap number 89 of 150. We're closing in on, of course, 60 laps remaining. The run for the money, and Brady LaBeouf gone again. Klinkhart, Cinnamon behind him in 2.
And Brady LaBeouf checked out once again, basically like he's done on every single restart that he's had the lead, checking out going into turn number 3.
Yeah, Robbie Richards right there to the inside. Thought he had a run to the 13, and Michael McKinnon did not. That door got shut as things starting to check up behind that 13, though. Right now, Robbie Richards has the 37 Ralameza on the high side in the 4. Adam Newbert on his backside into 1 and 2.
And Newbert just seeing if he can get Robert Richards past Meza, and then maybe Newbert will be able to slide up into a spot. Richards going to be on the bottom. Meza going to be up top. Newbert's going to try to go to the top of Robert Richards and see if he can send it going into turn number 3.
Man, Brady Buff might be the conductor here at Nashville. He leads the caboose off of turn number 4, and they all might be single file do-si-do behind them, though. It is becoming a panic freight train for those spots. There you see Richards, Newbert, Lumpkin, all of this going on now as we're starting to see drivers climb into the top 10 out of 2.
Newbert, then if he can find a way around Richards, he's going to probably just fall in line right here from what it looks like, just drafting off of Richards going into turn 3. Newbert's going to see if he can try to get him.
Yeah, Newbert right here. We're going to jump up to the battle between the 37 of Raul Meza and the 13 of Michael McKinnon. But let's jump back to CJ Fonda on that 53 machine. Uh-oh, guys, look at him. He's creeping up back now inside the top 10 right now in 11th. Man, through all the adversity CJ's facing this race, now has a shot at the top 10.
Yeah, and CJ Fonda was going to be, or was a lap down at one point, and now he's up there trying to battle for a top 10. CJ Fonda, really strong run right here for this guy.
Yeah, really good drive there down for Fondau and ICCC on the sponsor of the wrap job of the M1 race cars, number 53, looking good. And again, big thanks to Huck Wigginton and so many people that were a part of making that happen at the State Farm Bureau Convention Center going on in the Music City. Look at these drivers fighting and clawing. Huck Wigginton now also looking strong. He's now battling alongside the 45. That is, of course, the driver of Dana Shepard, and Huck Wigginton now in 16th as they work their way again off of turn 4. Back to the line. LaBeouf gone. 3/4 of a second. Cinnamon, Blinkhart, McKinnon. This is the battle for second with 5 trucks in the 2.
Yeah, Cinnamon was able to get right around Clinkhart and just with ease, but Clinkhart's not going to let him go yet. Brady LaBeouf still leading them. Cinnamon, Clinkhart, McKinnon, and Raul Mez going to be the top 5.
I think right now these drivers are trying to settle in, try to find their friends at the end of this race. 95 laps into this race. Folks, these drivers still have to head down pit road. Still have to keep in mind all of these other loops and ends you're going to see in tonight's race. Jacob, right now, very calm on the racetrack, though.
Very calm, but Clinkhart's still sending it real hard, trying to get a hold of Chris Cinnamon, seeing if he can make it stick. He didn't make it stick, and now here comes Michael McKinnon going to try to come to the bottom. And Michael McKinnon sends it going into turn number 3.
McKinnon on the inside, the left rear of the 5 of Clinkhart up on the top side. Meza will go up to the top shelf as well, up to the safer barrier, and Richards will follow. Then they fan back out to the bottom of the racetrack, and then they'll climb the banking again, working into turn number 2 in the concrete.
McKinnon going to keep it right there on the bottom. Look like Clinkhart going to try to pinch him just a little bit, but McKinnon's going to be able to barely clear McKinnon coming off of turn number 2. So take McKinnon going to 3rd, Clinkhart back to 4th.
That Michelob Ultra machine of Michael McKinnon's trying to keep that thing inside the top 5 here tonight. Having arguably one of the best runs we've seen in a while out of the 13. Quick to 4, though, out of Newbert's that damage starting to creep up to him just a little bit, Jacob. Struggling to hold position into 1 and 2.
Newbert has had a great drive. He got caught up in an earlier wreck over here coming off of turn number 2, and he has been able to actually bustle that truck as best as he possibly can. But Ed Osborne going to send it on him right here going into 3.
Yeah, they're coming to the line, closing in on triple digits. Lap 100 is on the horizon in a couple of more laps. There's Meza, there's McKinnon, there's Clinkhart. This is the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th. Richards, here comes now Dodson, Newbert, they're all single file. Dosey going off 2.
And Dodson going to see if he can get a hold of Robert Richards right here. But, oh, my goodness, big battle right here for the lead. Brady LaBeouf's got a tailgate mirror full of Chris Cinnamon.
Chris Cinnamon right on that back bumper, looking like a rocket out of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's trying to get to the top right now. He's trying to lead the crew around the galaxy, as now he's going to think about to the inside in 1 and 2. No, he'll pull back as now he's right on the back bumper of the 24.
As you said, Will, he's sitting there saying, I am Groot, just sitting there muscling that number 3 truck, seeing if he can get a hold of Brady LaBeouf. He see if he can send it right here, but right now it's Brady LaBeouf leading.
The Darth Vader of Nashville for Nazareth tonight, no doubt, has been Brady LaBeouf in the ICCC 200. Nobody can get around him. They can get to him, but they can't get around him. We've always said that that's another story. But Cinnamon trying to show his momentum in the over-the-top designs forward. Now he loses ground again on LaBeouf out of 2.
Cinnamon trying to be the Luke Skywalker of this whole deal, trying to take down the Darth Vader of Brady LaBeouf. Cinnamon and LaBeouf battling it out right here for the lead.
As Brady LaBeouf is blacked out in his closest Darth Vader suit here tonight across that start-finish line. They are counting down the laps of that 24 team into 1 and 2. Chris Cinnamon, though, the force is strong with him as now we're off of 2.
These two guys have literally broken away from Michael McKinnon, who's back running in 3rd spot. Brady LaBeouf still leading Chris Cinnamon in 2nd as they go into 3.
Yeah, almost about a quarter of a second distance between LaBeouf and Cinnamon. That is for 1st and 2nd, from about a second and a half for Michael McKinnon, as Jacob mentioned. Clinkhart 2 seconds back, 2.5 seconds is Raul Meza. Ashley Dodson is 3 seconds back. That's the way they are now. Single file as here we go, a battle for the lead again at a 2.
Cinnamon trying to use the force the best he possibly can to try to get around Brady LaBeouf. Side by side, door to door, going into turn number 3.
Oh my goodness, and he's trying to squeeze that gap into 3 and 4, just like the battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. It is excitement over and over into 1 and 2. The battle rages on here on lap 104.
Cinnamon keeping it right on the bottom, hugging that yellow line, the preferred line here at Nashville Superspeedway. Brady LaBeouf trying to keep it out of the wall off of turn number 2, side by side, door to door once again as they're coming up on a lap truck going into 3.
LaBeouf up high, Cinnamon down low. Cinnamon will get the preferred line as they work their way off of turn 4. He'll trips up in front of the front end of the LaBeouf truck. LaBeouf under the tailgate of Cinnamon. New leader finally on lap 104.
Cinnamon has been able to take down Brady LaBeouf, at least for now. And Cinnamon looks like he may be able to try to break away right here. Cinnamon leading him off the backstretch. Brady LaBeouf going to be in 2nd as they have checked out from Michael McKinnon.
Just like Iron Man was able to steal the Infinity Stones away from Thanos, Chris Cinnamon now holds all the power in his hand as now our race leader here as we're counting down with only 45 laps to go.
Cinnamon trying to see if he can be the Incredible Hulk of this field and see if he can take down Brady LaBeouf, who has been up front all race long. And Cinnamon looks like he's actually starting to break away from Brady LaBeouf. Cinnamon leading him into turn 3. Brady LaBeouf seeing if he can try to catch back up to him.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf now on the defensive. Offensively now about a quarter pulled away is Cinnamon on LaBeouf as they work their way back through the tri-oval. You know, William hinted on it, and I think it's going to be coming anytime soon, Jacob. Green flag pit stops. Oh, and also the sun parts, the clouds roll in again. This will cause some handling on the trucks if they're not careful.
And I'm seeing a little bit of handling right here with guys sliding all over the place. Look like Jacob Clickhart almost got loose right there coming off of turn number 2 as they're battling with Robert Richards behind him.
Yeah, Robbie Richards right in the mix here as we've got a lap truck on the top side of the racetrack there. There's Ashley Dawson in the 88, though, almost 3 wide here on the front stretch. Ashley Dawson's trying to hold on to position. Adam Newbert's going to watch him far as this battle. Oh, my goodness, Jacob. So exciting into 1 and 2.
Clinkhart keeping it on the bottom. Looks like Dodson's going to be able to slide in right in front of Robert Richards. Robbie Richards is going to see if he can try to get back up there to him. But looks like Dodson's going to pull the slide job. Went all the way from the top back to the bottom and gets around Clinkhart going into 3.
Massive cloud cover again with under 50 laps to go. It's the battle now for the number 3 spot up for grabs. Clinkhart, Dodson now going at it. Richards right there on the cusp of the outside looking in, and they climb up the banking, funneling into turn 2 at Nashville on the concrete, and it's now sunlight again off 2.
Dodson seeing if he can hold on to 4th right here. Clinkhart going to be rolling right behind him in 5th. Robbie Richards going to see if he can roll right up to these guys and see if he can give them a battle going into 3.
As these drivers are starting to calculate, they're starting to scheme, they're starting to figure out when to head down pit road. Right now, here on lap 111, we head down to 1 and 2. No change at the top of the grid, though. Brady LaBeouf still leading the way.
And Cinnamon sitting there just keeping it very steady. Looks like he might have got about a 10th on Brady LaBeouf that lap. But Brady LaBeouf seeing if he can try to catch back up. Robbie Richards going to see if he can make a shot at Clinkhart right here going into 3. Sends it going into turn number 3.
What a battle. Richards on the inside. Klinkhardt up on the top shelf of that Hendrick Cars number 5. The truck 5 now drifts up. Here comes Richards. Snap-on tool machine. Clear a path. These drivers battle it out now. This is 5th. This is 6th. We're closing in on 40 to go at Nashville, and it's Cinnamon now your leader.
Cinnamon still leading him right now. Brady LaBeouf not able to actually close in on him the best that he possibly can. But Cinnamon, LaBeouf, McKinnon, Dodson, and Richards, that's going to be the top 5.
Yeah, right now here, 111 in the books. A lot of big movers inside the top 10, including Raul Meza up 14 spots. Jeff Sickles up 16 spots. We look at Ashley Dawson up 19 spots. These drivers are putting in some work here tonight in the city of rock and roll.
And another guy that's putting in a lot of work is Adam Newbert in that number 4 truck. Got around Meza, and he is able to get into the 7th position, see if he can get up here, a hold of Klinkhardt. And then I'm telling you, Newbert is driving the wheels off of that truck going into turn number 3.
It's Chris Cinnamon, the leader. Brady LaBeouf in 2nd. Michael McKinnon 3rd. Ashley Dodson 4th. Robert Richards, your top 5. It's now Klinkhardt, Newbert, Meza, Osborne, Sickles. What a run for the owner of Swim. He's cracked the top 10. We're all single file, though, as they work off 2.
And Newbert seeing if he can try to reel in Klinkhardt. Looks like he's actually reeling him in a good bit over here in turn number 2. Newbert trying to see if he can get a hold of Klinkhardt as they go into 3.
Yeah, coming into 3 right now, the field is very spread out. Even the lead of Chris Cinnamon in the 3 holds about a 2nd lead over Brady LaBeouf in that 24 machine. Once these green flag pit stops start to occur, it's going to be waves of drivers heading down pit road. Jacob, it's going to cause a Yahtzee reshuffle of that grid, and boy, what a finish we're in store for.
It's going to cause a huge Yahtzee in that, but Chris Cinnamon basically the head of the Jedi Council right now, leading this bad boy here at Nashville Superspeedway as they go into 3.
Green flag pit stops upon the horizon, or will we see an unscheduled pit stop happen in a caution breakout, and that could really, really shuffle things up and put some guys in the back of the pack. All the while, no one shows any signs of going to left yet. The leaders again off 2.
And Klinkhardt sitting there trying to get a hold of it. Newbert was able to get around him, moved Newbert up to 6th, Klinkhardt back to 7th. Raul Meza running right behind them in 8th as they go into 3.
Yeah, coming into 3 right now. I think guys up here in the booth, a couple names to watch out for that have already headed down pit road here. Right now, look at the likes of Kyle Hess. Look at the likes of Jeff Sickles. Look at the likes of Joey Doucette. They all headed down pit road on lap 88. These drivers heading down here, it's going to be about an 11 lap distance between those 2 drivers.
Green flag pit stops now taking place. The most important thing as well is to transition perfectly. LaBeouf, McKinnon, all of these drivers onto the pit lane. Morris now going to his pit stop. No doubt about it. 4 tires and filling up the fuel, ready to go to the finish here at Nashville. All the while, Cinnamon still in his own world, leads them now by 6 seconds on Newbert, Jacob, in turn 2.
Cinnamon rolling away with it, and Newbert staying out right now. He's going to be running in the 2nd position. Klinkhardt right behind him, right up his tailgate, coming off of turn number 2. Klinkhardt seeing if he's going to be able to keep it. Meza's right there with him as they go into turn number 3.
Yeah, and to keep with that comic book theme of tonight's race here, Wesley, one of those drivers that have already headed down pit road in that early window is the Animal, the Thing. Keith Bradley in the 29 machine, currently registering 9th on the grid. When all these pit stops reshuffle, he'll be in that top 5.
Keith Bradley has been really, really good in these playoffs, and Keith Bradley was on pit road, so here he comes. He's on the fresher tires, going to see if he's going to be able to try to make some moves and see if he can try to get up there and sneak one in right here at Nashville Superspeedway.
You know, guys, as we're starting to see the cycle of green flag pit stops come to fruition as we still watch Cinnamon lead, the Newbert machine 6-7 seconds back to the leader of Cinnamon. He's already in his own world out of 2. But now we got Raul Meza, Jacob Klinkhardt. This battle heats up now for 3rd as they await to come to pit road off the corner.
Meza kind of got a little bit tight right there, had to get out of the gas so he didn't get into Klinkhardt. Klinkhardt's going to be able to hold that 3rd position for right now, and Ed Osborne right behind them as well as they go into turn number 3.
Yeah, you're looking at about 6 trucks right now, still holding this lead pack down as the 42 truck of Ed Osborne now heads down pit road. That's going to leave us 5 trucks, including Justin Lumpkin, Raul Meza, Jacob Plinkart, Adam Newbert, and our race leader, Chris Cinnamon, all have yet to head down pit road.
And right there goes Brady LaBeouf going by Clinkart. Brady LaBeouf on those fresher tires, and you're going to see real quick how those fresher tires is going to be able to just pass right by guys as they go into turn number 3.
They'll be coming to the line now, and here comes another truck onto the pit lane. Chris Cinnamon will now give up the lead in the over-the-top designs entry. Adam Newbert for Swim Racing. Remember, back at the start of this race, Jacob Reeves, they wrecked in front of you. He was one of the drivers caught up in it. He's now in P1 with 30 to go at Nashville.
But he's still got a pit, Wesley, and these tires is going to be really, really treacherous. I know he's screaming for those tires right now, but Newbert's still leading it, doing a very good job leading Clinkert going into 3.
Yeah, Jacob, as we await these leaders to head down pit road, take a look at Justin Lumpkin there in the 18, Jeff Sickles in that 22. I think here tonight, guys, perfect opportunity for what we like to call an undercut, where you pit way before the field. You try to get out there and stay out there on that old equipment as long as possible. As we're seeing Chris Cinnamon head off of pit road.
Cinnamon right here in front of me as he comes off of pit road was, like I said earlier, the leader basically of the Jedi Council, the head of it, for a good portion as he got around the Darth Vader of Brady LaBeouf as they go into turn number 3.
The ICCC 200 is down to the home stretch now with under 30 laps to go. Jacob Reeves is on the back straightaway. William Tiller is alongside. I'm Wesley Outland. Adam Fleeger working on our broadcast, and it's Adam Newbert, the leader, but when does he pit? You're off at 2.
Newbert got a bunch of guys right here in front of him, but when will Adam Newbert pit? I know, like I said earlier, he is screaming for those tires as he goes into turn number 3.
Yeah, as we're working through some traffic right now, Adam Newbert's counting down the laps. I don't know if it'll be enough. He'll be the last one standing. He'll have to find some multiversal magic to try to make that thing happen on what he has on that truck right now. Still 4 trucks left on the racetrack.
Newbert's still trying to let some of these guys by, knowing that they are on the fresher tires of his. Newbert's still leading, and it looks like the Jacob Clinkart is going to be running in second. Raul Mez in third as they go into 3.
Well, they'll make their way to the line, and it'll be 25 laps to go. Not this time around, but next time around. And the home stretch we roll. It's still Adam Newbert leading. Clinkart in second. There's Raul Meza, the Surf Pro machine, sitting in third spot for the California driver. Solid run for him. All these drivers, when do you pit? Big question mark, as again, they're on the back stretch.
When do you pit? That is the big question. Maybe they're waiting on a late race caution to possibly stagger this field, but Newbert's still leading with Clinkart in second and Raul Meza going to be in third.
Yeah, and the folks at home here don't have access to the broadcast tools that we have. Looking at that scoring and timing, guys, looking at the likes of Keith Bradley, Joey Doucette would be the next trucks in line when these leaders head down pit road.
Newbert's still leading right now. Clinkart in second. Neither one of these guys have went down and got any fresh tires yet, so Newbert still leads with Clinkart in second. Raul Meza sitting in third as they go into 3.
25 laps to go now. It'll be 24 remaining when the work off turn number 4. It is starting to get massive cloud cover again. It's literally sometimes a little hard to tell the visibility of what truck is which. But one thing we know, the Silver Bullet number 4 from the Peach State of Tacoma, Georgia is leading the way, but he's got a pit. We just don't know when. Clinkart, Meza, all of these guys, even Lumpkin, have to score. And right now, Doucette would be the new leader when that happens, Jacob, off 3.
And it looks like Newbert's going to be able to stay out on the racetrack right now with Clinkart in second and Raul Meza still sitting in third.
Yeah, right now off of 4 with 24 laps to go. Still waiting for these leaders to head down pit road. Wesley just alluded to it. The Scarlet Witch here made the racetrack cloudy once again. Those drivers have to deal with that here with 23 laps to go. As now we're off the corner here, guys. Things heating up here in Nashville.
Still heating up with the cloud cover coming in and coming out. Newbert still leading. Clinkart second. Raul Meza sitting in third. Lumpkin sitting back there in fourth. Joey Doucette and Keith Bradley.
one of the things I was thinking about as we're moving into 20 laps to go in this race, and obviously we're watching all these drivers continue to fan out green flag pit stops in sequence down to the finish. But Jacob, with the exception of that, there's only been 2 or 3 caution flags besides the stage cautions. A lot of respect given for these drivers tonight here at Nashville.
Yeah, a lot of respect, especially back here off of turn 2 and going into turn 3, except for the one incident that Newbert was in. But a lot of respect is being shown by these drivers tonight.
And guys, that leaves 3 trucks on the racetrack right now. Adam Newbert, Raul Meza, and now Jacob Klinkart is now down pit road here on the front stretch.
Newbert's still leading him as he goes into turn number 1 and number 2. Newbert, when will he pit? Meza, when will he pit? These are the guys that have not made that pit stop yet that are running up front. The Silver Bullet, number 4. Will he go this time as they go into turn 3?
Jacob Klinkart just came down to the pit lane to the number 5, and then there were 2. Adam Newbert, Raul Meza, those drivers are now P1 and 2, but they're going to have to pit with 20 to go, now 19 to go. As they funnel out back into turn number 1, it is still Newbert leading in the corner.
Newbert's still leading, and he's having to give way to some other lap trucks that are on those fresher tires and making more ground than he is at the time. But right now, the Silver Bullet is Adam Newbert, and he is still leading. Will he pit this time as they go into turn 3?
A lot of times not too far off there. Adam Newbert on old equipment ran a 32.78. Raul Meza 32.6. Joey Doucette 32.4. Oh my goodness, the 16 machine is moving and grooving here at Nashville.
Joey Doucette going to try to see if he can get up here and capitalize on what has happened earlier. He overdrove it a bunch in turn 2. Maybe he learned something for the final 20 laps of this race. Joey Doucette running in 3rd, but it's still Adam Newbert at the front.
Gotta see when Newbert and Meza will come to the pit lane. This will open up the door as Adam Flieger shows you the purple, number 16. Joey Doucette licking his chops. He knows Jacob Reeves. They're going to have to pit. He's just waiting patiently for them to peel off, and he'll go to the number 1 spot.
Waiting and waiting. It's a waiting game here at Nashville Superspeedway with the cloud cover that's coming in and a cloud cover that's coming out. Joey Doucette from Oakland, Maine, trying to see if he can hold on and see if he can wait for these guys to pit as they go into 3.
Just like seeing Tobey Maguire in the new Spider-Man movie, the happiness, the elation, the celebration that would occur if the 37 machine of Raul Meza got in the victory lane here tonight would be amazing. But right now, one of those trucks that have yet to head down pit road as we're into 1 and 2.
Meza, as you just said, was the Tobey Maguire, the Spider-Man guy. He has slinged and slung himself from the back all the way up to the front where he is at. But Adam Newbert still leading with Meza in 2nd and Joey Doucette in 3rd.
I haven't even thought about this as the field funnels their way back around here at the start-finish line, and we're closing in on 15 to go. William Tiller, is there a possibility that maybe Newbert and Meza can go the distance? Are they really stretching this fuel run out? Or can they go to the finish and win this race?
I think it's 2 different strategies for 2 different teams. For Adam Newbert and the 4 machine, he can afford to push the limits. So to say there, Wesley, he can afford to run out, push his equipment to the end. For the 37 machine of Raul Meza, it's the flip side. He can put it all on the table. He can bet it all and not have anything to lose here. Already out of that championship hunt, the 37 machine. So 2 different strategies, 2 different teams. Wait to see here, because if they do head down pit road, even for the likes of Brady LaBeouf down to 11th, this race can be incredibly tough to try to get back.
15 laps to go. Jacob Reeves throwing the back stretch at you.
Newbert still leading, is yet to pit. Meza is 2nd, and Doucette is really catching Meza big time as you see him in the purple truck.
Right now, Joey Doucette, we're taking a look at him in 3rd position. He is in a prime spot just in case one of those drivers, as Wesley mentioned, want to try to push those chips to the middle of the table. Bet it all here in this rock and roll Nashville race here. ICCC, a wonderful sponsor here. My kind of sponsor for all those nerds out there and nerd things alike. Here's Rafa 2.
Doucette still trying to reel in Meza the best he can. Newbert still has not made that pit stop yet as they go into turn number 3.
Gotta wonder if there's a strategy, as we mentioned from William Tiller, a lot of drivers on different sequences of strategy to the finish. It'll be 13 laps to go when they flash across the flag stand. Keith Bradley now in a 3-wide sandwich with the ICC team of Huckington and Fondal. That goes on into 1 and 2.
Keith Bradley said if he can try to make it work right here, sticking it to the bottom. He has had a very good playoff run this whole season. One back at Homestead. We'll see if he can try to pull something out of his tail and see if he can try to get something in Nashville as they go into 3.
Laps counting down here as Ralamez on the top side. Now he has Joey Doucette on his back bumper. Ralamez is going to lose a spot to the 16. That might send that green flag signal to send the 37 down pit road.
Bradley's in.
Lose positions here into 1 and 2.
Keith Bradley's on pit road also, Jacob.
Doucette trying to roll it right here as he gets around Raul Meza. So Doucette going up to second. See if he can try to reel in Adam Newbert going into 3.
I gotta wonder, will we seeing a sequence happen when they come to the line with 11 laps to go of the leader's in. Adam Newbert's on pit road. He had to come to the pit lane. Also, Raul Meza got passed by Joey Doucette. It's the new leader, Joey Doucette, flanking him off into the corner with 11 to go. Joey in 2.
Joey Doucette leading this bad boy. I think he learned a little bit from sending it as much as he did over in turn number 2. Joey Doucette to the front here at Nashville Superspeedway as he goes into 3.
Joey Doucette started this race 3rd here tonight. Right now is on the top of the penthouse. He is living up in Stark Tower here tonight at Nashville, leading this race with almost a 2-second lead into 1.
Joey Doucette with a 2-second lead, as you said, seeing if he can hold on right here for these last 10 laps and see if he can punch his ticket to the next round, which is going to be big for Joey Doucette as they go into turn number 3.
9 laps to go when they work their way off the corner. Here comes Doucette now. He is the man that leads the way. 2 seconds back is Raul Meza. Hey, for everybody that's at ICCC, it's all about sci-fi and comics. The Joker of Nashville, Joey Doucette, the purple 16, has pulled the upset, possibly on Brady LaBeouf and more. He is off to try to win in 2.
The Joker trying to take down the Batman right here, and Joey Doucette in that beautiful purple truck. Seeing if he can snatch it right here. I mean, we've had Brady LaBeouf and a bunch of them up front, but Joey Doucette trying to steal one here at Nashville.
As all arguments of who the best Joker were smashed in 2008, Joey Doucette's trying to make it Heath Ledger's night here tonight as the 16, the Joker, rides into 1.
Joey Doucette really, really smooth right here as he comes off of turn number 2. Joey Doucette leading these bad boys all the way around. Looks like Kyle Hess is going to be in second. Derek Kilgore back in 3rd as they're 3 seconds back, but it's all Joey Doucette going into 3.
The first 2 stages was the Batman, Brady LaBeouf, as you said, Jacob Reeves. The Joker is now out in front. He's trying to pull away. Joey Doucette, 7 laps to go when they cross under the line. It is his race to lose. Literally, the interval now, 2.5 seconds on Kyle Hess as Raul Meza comes now finally down to the pit lane.
Joey Doucette leading them all the way right here, and he is started up front. And he is back to the front, which is where he is comfortable as he goes into turn number 3.
Yeah, Joey Doucette starting to check out with this race right now. Kyle Hess trying to creep up there in that 86 machine. Derek Kilgore there in the 11s in 3rd. Cody Knott in 4th. What a drive out of 26 machine. Going from a couple of laps down into 4th. Jeff Sickles into 5th into 1 and 2.
Cody Knott, who has started at the back. He was at the bottom of this playoff grid. Running in 4th. This is going to be really, really big for him in the playoff standings. See if he can catch a hold of Derek Kilgore, but it's all the Joker, Joey Doucette, up front.
Doing a phenomenal job as they work their way off of the corner out of turn number 4. Joey Doucette, there he is. There's the leader down to the line. It'll be now 4 laps to go. He is the man that is up in front. Nobody can contend with him. Correction, 5 to go. He's back in turn 2.
Joey Doucette, the Joker, laughing at everybody pretty much as the Joker would do in any sci-fi film. Laughing at this whole field, showing them how it's done. Laughing, it might be laughing all the way to the bank as he goes into 3.
Joey Doucette asks why so serious as the rest of the field now about 2.5 seconds away from the 16 machine. What a win this would be, ladies and gentlemen. This would lock the 16 to the next round. He can take next week off. He'd be good to go in the top 10.
Joker man up front, Kyle Hess back in second, Derek Kilgore in the ICCC truck, number 11 running in third. Good run for Derek Kilgore. Joey Doucette still leads as he goes into 3.
Yeah, coming down to the finish of this race, ladies and gentlemen, less than 6 miles remaining, now 4.5 miles when they flash out of the line. It is 3 laps to go now. Joey Doucette, he is the leader. Kyle Hess is in second. Derek Kilgore, Cody Knott. It is Blake Lothian, Chris Cinnamon, Jeff Sickles, Brady LaBeouf, Ashley Dodson, Michael McKinnon to stage 3. This is the finish, the run for the money. But in addition to that, William Tiller, it is also the run to determine the race playoff ladder into 3.
Yeah, what a huge momentum this would be for the 16 to lock himself in. Then we have to get out our calculators to figure out who's in, who's out with 1 race to go. But we do know this with 2 laps to go. The 16, the Joker here on this ICCC-sponsored wonderful night, is leading the way.
Joey Doucette, the Joker, looks like he's actually going to take down the Batman for the first time and actually make it stick. Big time move right here. Joey Doucette leading them into turn number 3.
Field works their way, single file off the corner out of turn number 4. Joey Doucette flashes under the flag stand. He'll see the Warren's nail gun repair white flag go in the air. 1 more lap to go. The finish of Nashville, the Joker, Joey Doucette, final time in 2.
Kyle Hess trying to just catch him the best that he possibly can. But I don't believe it's going to be enough. The Joker going to lead him as he goes into turn number 3. Joey Doucette going to the checkered flag.
Joey Doucette, the 16 machine, started in third here tonight. It's going to advance 2 spots to the top of the grid. The 16 of Joey Doucette will win here tonight. The Joker confirms that win here and locks himself in the next round in the top 10.
Joey Doucette, the winner here tonight, the Oakland main driver in the ICCC 200 here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Kyle Hess will settle for second spot. By the way, almost a second and a half, the interval between Doucette and Hess. Kilgore will finish third. Cody Knott, he needed to have a good run to try to climb back into the playoff picture on the outside looking in. This might have done it. Lothian, your top 5, and the celebration is on for Joey Doucette down on the front straightaway. What a race, Jacob Reeves.
Joey Doucette just absolutely drove his tail off, and he is going to burn it down on the front stretch. Big time move, as we said, for the Joker to take down the Batman for the first time here at Nashville Superspeedway.
It was a phenomenal race, William Tiller. Obviously, we thought that Brady LaBeouf was going to be the guy that could take this to the finish. However, Brady LaBeouf will finish this race here tonight, not in victory circle, but at least a solid top 10 at the end of the race. And again, here is a look at the results. Again, Joey Doucette picking up the win on strategy, getting around Brady LaBeouf, then making the moves on pit stops, waiting for Adam Newbert and others to pit. Then he went on to take the victory. Kyle Hess will finish second. Derek Kilgore third. Cody Knott is fourth, and Blake Lothian your top 5. Chris Cinnamon, Brady LaBeouf, Jeff Sickles, what a run for the balls to swim. Ashley Dodson, and how about Michael McKinnon? William Tiller, your top 10 here at Nashville.
Yeah, what a crazy finish it was here tonight. Jacob, if you want to round out that top 20 for us here tonight, crazy strategies here at the end.
Yeah, Stephen Thomas going to come home 11th. Adam Newton's going to be in 12th. Jacob Klinkart, who was up front and battling for a good portion of this race, he's going to fall into 13th. Robbie Richards is going to be in 14th. Ed Osborne going to be in 15th. Justin Lumpkin going to be in 16th. Adam Newbert, who tried to stretch it as much as he possibly could and try to see if he could seal it here at Nashville, he's going to be in 17th. James Morris going to be in 17th. Huck Wigington going to be a lap down in 19th. And CJ Fondale, that's going to round out your top 20.
And by the way, those are those drivers of the hashtag ICCC sci-fi and, the big show that's going on in Nashville. And they're proudly having those wrap jobs on their trucks. Chris Blanchard, 21st. Keith Bradley, the first truck a lap down, 2 laps down in 22nd. Raul Meza, strong efforts falling short in the end, 3 laps down in 23rd. Jose Luis Rivera, Devin Painter, Brandon Bullock, Dana Shepard, and Zach Hartwig, some of the drivers that had problems in the start of the race. By the way, besides the caution for the stages, only 2 other yellow flags. A pretty clean night here at Nashville. We're going to thank our sponsor. We're going to go to a quick break. When we return, Jacob Reeves, William Tiller, and myself will grab the top 3. Joey Doucette, the Joker here at Nashville, wins the sci-fi comic program, the ICC 200, here tonight at Nashville.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCCon, welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.
Welcome back to the Nashville Superspeedway and the ICCC 200. I've always said this, is people do not hear what our conversations are behind the scenes, but it's been awesome. Jacob Reeves on the back straightaway, William Tiller. I'm Wesley Outland, and I believe that Jacob Reeves is also now going to grab our third place driver, the number 11. That is Derek Kilgore. He's standing by now with, again, Jacob Reeves.
Derek Kilgore, been a real good run for you tonight, bud. Or Derek Kilgore, we got you in there now, bud. Real good run for that ICCC truck right there. Tell us about your night, bud.
All right, it feels good to finally get a decent result, and we was right there, a little bit further up. We could have had a little bit more.
Well, this track, we've talked a lot, and Wesley and Will, they've talked about, how abrasive this track is. I mean, could you describe for everybody at home, what it was like for you, a driver in this series and driving in the race? Could you describe, what it was like racing out there with them tonight?
Yeah, you had to manage your tires and stuff, but I'd like to thank my sponsor, ICCC Sci-Fi Convention. It's going on right now, Saturday and Sunday. Y'all need to check them out.
And this is coming into the playoffs right here, Derek, and it's a real good run right here for you to be able to slide up there and be able to get a good finish and be able to get some points right here. We're going to Chicagoland next week. How do you feel about your chances for Chicagoland?
I feel just as good as I did tonight about this one.
Man with little words, that's awesome. That's awesome, man with little words. That's awesome. Well, Derek, I know you thanked your sponsors. Is there anybody else that you would like to thank?
No, that's about it, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right. Man with little words, Derek Kilgore finishing third, Wesley.
Yeah, there you go. There's the thoughts again of Derek Kilgore. Not much to say, and straight to the point. And again, the driver again of Derek Kilgore got to be happy with his finish, representing ICCC convention going on again, as he mentioned, and the driver out of Talladega, Alabama for Blue Line Racing and Star Base Comics has a good night, finishing in third. Kyle Hess had a pretty good run as well. The driver out of Memphis, Tennessee for the Mission 1 Esports team. He'll settle for second. He's standing by with William Tiller.
Yeah, I'm joined by Kyle Hess right now, the driver of that 86 machine you just talked about, Wesley. And Kyle, I'd have to say, we didn't mention your name a lot here tonight, but you were consistently inside that top 5, top 8 region. How'd you get the job done here tonight to finish second through all that craziness?
There, hold on. What happened? There we go. Are we back?
I think we got you back there, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I just all of a sudden got moved. All right, so what was the question again? Sorry, boss.
So yeah, we didn't mention your name a lot here on the broadcast here, but I would say you were a truck that was in the mix, top 5, top 8 all night long. Through everything at the end there, through the pit stops, you were still able to snag a podium finish. How'd you get that job done?
Also, it was just a different strategy call, kind of last minute. I've been running mid backpack for a while, and I noticed some of the other guys, like Keith and them, they started going down to go put fuel in, and I thought that was a pretty good idea, so I followed them, and that's how I ended up getting second. I followed them when they went down pit road that first time, and I was just dead. From there, I made my bed and just try to see what happens, and I ended up getting second out of it. I think it was a good strategy call, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly what you wanted to ask you here. Looking at that top 5, I think you and 5 other drivers decided to use that strategy. It looked like the rest of the field decided to push it a little bit, try different strategies out. You just talked about it was a nail biter of a call. How close of a call was it? And did you start to get nervous there at the end of that run?
It was pretty much as soon as I saw them turn down, it was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. So it was like that. That's how fast I changed it. And what was the other one, boss?
So basically, with that change of plan, was there any point that in that late run where you saw them on new equipment and everything like that, did you start to get nervous there towards the end of the race?
Not really. Like, just like my fuel counter would come in and out, like it would go red, then it'd say that I had enough, then it'd say that I didn't have enough, but it was only by like 0.1, like 0.2, maybe 0.3, so I could feather it and let off earlier going into the corners to try to save that little bit to try to make it to the end. And I happened to run out coming out of 4 coming to the checkered flag. So I got lucky to finally get across the line and not get passed. So I'm gonna take my luck and run with it on this Friday evening.
Yeah, Kyle, and before we let you go, my man, you're not a championship driver. You're not in the hunt for the championship here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Is there a little bit, I know it's going to be kind of a bummer, but is there a little bit of a stress off your back of not having to deal with, cutoffs or cut lines, anything like that? You're just out there to win races?
No, sir. That really, like you said, it doesn't really, all that really doesn't affect me. But for Monday night, I'm a full timer in Monday night, and we will be at Nashville Monday night.
There
So
we
I
go.
figured I'd come out and get me some practice in, and ended up doing pretty good for myself.
Well, it looks like folks should tune in to Monday night here on the NASR 360 Racing Network to see what the 86 has in store. Second here tonight, it's going to see this track again Monday night as well. Kyle, before we let you go, my man, is there anyone you want to shout out or any sponsors that made this race possible for you?
Nazareth 360 Broadcasting, man. Let's see, everybody. Let's see, Pulse Poppers. Let me pull up the list here. Yeah, man, it's just everybody who like invests their time, invest a little bit of their money into this, and I appreciate it. Like I'll enjoy coming having somewhere to run, and it's a release for me on Mondays and sometimes Fridays to come out and race with these guys, and for me to come out with the second with the caliber of guys that are in the Friday night series, it just kind of adds a little bit of confidence for going into Monday. So
Well, we
But-
cannot wait to see what you have in store for the folks at home on Monday night. But here it's second place. Great run out of the 86 of Kyle Hess. We appreciate my man. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday night.
Thank you.
Yeah, big drive again for the man out of Memphis, Tennessee. Kyle Hess, as William Tiller had mentioned, he'll settle for the number 2 spot. Let's go to Victory Lane, and the driver of the number 16 is down in Victory Lane right now. Of course, the excitement has to be for the man out of Oakland, Maine, and the Mission 2 Esports NRE Power Systems number 16, and only fitting Joey Doucette now to call you the Joker. Congratulations to you.
I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Just a tough one tonight, especially on fuel mileage. Definitely didn't have the best truck out there, but we put her in victory lane.
Man, that strategy really mumbo-jumboed everything after seeing Batman Brady LaBeouf kind of run away with it for the first 2 stages, didn't it?
Yeah, he was the fastest truck out there. He did great on Monday night and won there, and I knew he was going to be tough tonight. And I didn't get the hang of the whole shifting thing until late in the race, but I got there. But yeah, they were. I've never seen it like that, to shift down like that, but I guess it works.
I'll tell you, I'm looking at the stats and the information and everything that's going on in here with a battle for a championship amongst everything. Joey, how does it make you feel knowing that you've done everything you needed to do to put yourself, obviously, in the Elite 10, no matter what happens next week at Chicagoland? With this win, you're going on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's a monkey off the back for sure. Now I can just relax, just go after more playoff points at Chicagoland, and then get prepared for the round of 10.
William Tiller, you got a question for the winner, Joey Doucette?
Yeah, Joey, you lock yourself into the next round here. Coming into this race here tonight, you sat 4th in that playoff table. How much of it of a relief to basically take next week off, knowing you're locked into that top 10?
It's a lot of relief off. I mean, these are tough guys out here. It's been tough to win all season. I've been close to the most consistent driver, finishing in the top 5 and the top 10 all season, and I pride myself on that. And when the playoffs started, I wanted to do the same, and I kept just race after race and trying to finish good. Last week I finished 2nd or 3rd also, and it's been back to back fuel mileage races. I lost the first one. I got a P3 the second time. Well, now I just put it in the victory lane, so I'm happy with myself.
Jacob Reeves, you got a question for the winner of Joey Doucette, buddy, on the back straightaway.
Yeah, I got you, Joey. Yeah, when you pitted earlier than some of the other guys, was that like just by chance, or was that just like, well, basically, was it strategy, or was it just something to say, you know what, we're just gonna try something completely different from what these guys are doing up front and just see if it works out? I mean, was it a strategy call, or was it just throwing caution to the wind?
It was a strategy call after the stage and a few caution laps, and I kept ducking in, and I told myself all I need is 5 to 10 laps green and another caution, and I can make it. And we had that quick caution right after the stage, about, I think it was like 5 or 6 laps in, and I was like, yep, we can make it now. And I went in, kept going in until the one to go, and had to save a little bit in the beginning, but then once I knew I was good, I was just free sailing, and hopefully Brady wasn't going to catch me in time.
Well, Joey, a phenomenal job, man. Obviously, hey, do you like the nickname the Joker? By the way, I think that's what we kind of got for your slogan being after the upset you got on the Batman and Brady LaBeouf tonight. Do you like that?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I definitely took it away from him. And he gave me a congratulations bump there, but I was already out of gas. I couldn't even do donuts and celebrate the victory that way. But I know he's proud of me, and I shout out to Brady because he's the team owner of Mission 2 and Mission 1, and I just try to do the best I can for him since he asked me to be on his team, and I'll be coming back for season 7. Still up in the air where I'm going to be, but hopefully Brady wants me back.
All right. Well, buddy, on to the quarterfinals of the championship playoffs, no doubt, when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen. He'll move in to the Elite 10 and the winner tonight of the ICCC. I want to make sure I said it correctly now. I was saying ICCC. ICCC comes out a lot easier as well. The winner tonight here at Nashville Superspeedway, that is Oakland, Maine's Joey Doucette. Well, again, our race broadcast is brought to you by ICCC.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee.
In Nashville, Tennessee, in the Music City, caters to everything from retro era toys, specifically in the Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and action figures of all kinds. Michael Havens is the founder of ICCC in this 3-day nerdgasm. Yes, I did say nerdgasm. Along with the toys, it is comics, D&D, tables, top board games of all kinds, and more. Movies, autographs. This is the 5th one of its inception, and they, of course, have ended up selling out all of the hotels in the area, 4 to be exact, located at the Farm Bureau Expo Center outside of Nashville, Tennessee. This event is supposed to hold 10,000 people in the next 48 hours on Memorial Day weekend. Again, ICCC, the sci-fi fan and collecting convention for everyone in vintage and modern boys, toys, and collectibles. And a fun one for sure. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a good one. Let's turn to the back straight away one more time to get closing thoughts. Phenomenal job from Rome, Georgia's Jacob Reeves. Nashville did not disappoint.
Will, is there a possible way to get some shout-outs?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead real quickly. You're still here. You're Go ahead.
I just want to thank Nazareth 360 Racing Network, Warrior Wraps, NRE Power Systems, M1 Race Cars, Over the Top Design, Hoopty's Garage, Pulse Poppers, Blanchard's Towing, Stogies, Triple M Pulling, Sim Racer Hub, Butt Kicker, and 213 Simware. I also want to take this time to remember why we had this 3-day weekend for the men and women that have lost their life during battle, during non-active times, that served this country. Just remember those guys. I also want to throw out a shout out. I lost a high school friend at the age of 33 this past week before last Friday's race, and technical difficulties. I couldn't throw a shout out to him on the podium, but Lucas Thomas, I played football. He was our QB1, always will be. Shout out to his family, and our condolences to him and his brother, his mother, and his father, and just pray for him.
All right, Joey Doucette, thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. And again, as he did say, while you're enjoying everything going on this weekend, whether you're going to your local racetrack or Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600, the Indianapolis 500-mile race with Alex Palou on the pole for the race on Sunday, or Formula One at Monaco, whatever you choose, whether you're grilling or camping out or at the beach. You know, a lot of people think Memorial Day's the kickoff of summer, obviously, and people are there as well. Be mindful, as Joey Doucette said. Think about our men and women that have fought and died for our country, and those that are continuing to do so we can have our freedoms. Now, finally, to the back straightaway, Jacob Reeves, your final take of tonight's ICCC 200. It was very eventful.
It was a very eventful race, Wesley, and to cap off, you know, what Joey said about this weekend, everyone needs to remember why this weekend is what it is for everyone, or for all those men and women who have fought and died for this country. And I'm telling you right now, this right here was one of the best races that I've seen in a long, long time, especially here at Nashville Superspeedway. Real good race. Everybody was real clean. Everybody was very respectful, as we said earlier in the race. And, you know, very hard track to get around right here. But these guys put on a great show tonight.
Yeah, very great job as well by Rome, Georgia's Jacob Reeves on the back straightaway. And now we'll close it out on the and get the thoughts of William Tiller. William, always fun working with you, my friend out of Vero Beach, Florida. By the way, props to your Florida Panthers. They're going for Lord Stanley Cup. I know that's got to be a dream come true, knocking out my Carolina Hurricanes. But I said it before we came on the air, when you go to 5 overtimes, I think it takes the wind out yourselves. And I told you, whoever wins the overtime game of that is going to be going on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and it is the Florida Panthers. So big props to you for them. It looks like it's going to be, I think it's going to be the Las Vegas team, I believe, is going to go and battle you guys. But nonetheless, man, your final take of tonight here at Nashville, it was exciting, it was fun, and great strategy along the way.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I know last year the Panthers had the best record, all the best, everything, and they got swept in the first round by the Tampa Bay Lightning.
That's right. That's right.
Finally get a year this year. That's our year. But back to the race here tonight, Wesley, I have to echo the sentiments of Jacob and yourself here. Got to remember what this 3-day weekend's all about. It's Memorial Day. Remembering all those that paid the ultimate sacrifice for us. And, you know, you have to go off of what Joey Doucette was talking about as well. Some of those soldiers don't lose the battle on the battlefield. They lose it off the battlefield. And that's the worst part for some of those soldiers that come home and lose that battle. But tonight's race was absolutely fantastic. I don't think the ICCC sponsor couldn't have picked a better race to be a part of here tonight. Their drivers did fantastic. A lot of airtime for their guys. We had a surprise winner here tonight with Joey Doucette. He talked about how he was one of the most consistent drivers all season. Only one win on the season up until this point locks him into that top 10. Wesley, a lot of storylines heading into next week. A lot of drivers, a lot of big name drivers could be on that cut line.
Got to be a fun time for sure, as always. Remember, follow us at Nashville Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And if you're going to ICCC convention this weekend, put a little hashtag Nashville Racing or our Nashville social media handles, however you watch the race, whether you watched it from the hotel room with friends and family or with some of your pals kicking back, drinking some cold ones on the deck with a big screen TV in the lobby. However you did it, let us know how you enjoyed the experience of the Nashville Racing Triple M Pulling Truck Series event here tonight, no doubt. Remember, next week it's on to Chicagoland Speedway, and by the way, it is the final race in the quarterfinals in the run to the championship, as again, right now, we do know that Joey Doucette has officially locked himself into at least the Elite 10. That race again next Friday night, and our next broadcast for NASRA will be next Monday night, except there is a special 87 Cup throwback Coca-Cola World 600 race that is going to be on Saturday night. Unfortunately, I have real broadcast obligations. We are not a part of that, but hopefully NASRA has a successful show with that. William Tiller and myself will be back with you on Monday with round 2 of the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. So, for Jacob Reeves, for William Tiller, thanks again as always to everybody at ICCC. Hope you enjoy the convention this weekend. And as always, for everybody at the North American Sim Racing Association, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Dott. Our producer-director was Adam Flieger. This is Wesley Outland. Congratulations, Joey Doucette, on to the round of 10 for the playoffs championship in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series tonight at Nashville in the ICCC 200. Good night. God bless America. And thank you, troops, and have a great and safe Memorial Day.
Experience the premier sci-fi convention in Middle Tennessee, where fans from all corners of the globe converge on Nashville to bring you the world's top collectibles and movie stars from your favorite sci-fi franchises. You will be transported back to your childhood when you see your old toys and meet your heroes in person. Locally owned and operated in Davidson County, ICCCon. Welcome to the future of conventions. Get your tickets today at icnashville.com.